So here we have an Allen E1415 HD distributor tester. I just converted this to LED, got it up and running, and one of the things it cannot do is it cannot run an HEI distributor. And I wanted to be able to work on the timing curve on an HEI distributor. So to do that, there's a few things you're gonna have to do. First, you're gonna have to come up with a 12 volt DC power source. So the way I handled that is while I was doing some other work and rewiring this, I added in here a 12 volt DC power source. And I wired it in so that anytime I turned on the test selector, that power source would come on. I brought up the 12 volt positive through this wire here, and the 12 volt negative I grounded to the frame of the machine. So anytime this arm clamps onto the distributor, you're going to get your 12 volt negative, which this is how it would work in the car. The engine is your ground. While this sets in it, it gets its ground. Your positive comes in here. So now this orange wire is your signal back to the tester of when things are firing. So then it will light up the lights to show you your timing curve and everything. So the trick is you got to have a pulse amplifier to do this. So if you want to run any kind of electronic ignition, there's a few exceptions out there, but in general, especially the Chevy GM HEI ignitions, you need this pulse amplifier. And what I used was just a stock ignition module. And the way you do this is your wires coming in, you unplug them from the ignition module. The B terminal here, you're going to hook up, and that's going to go to your 12 volt positive. The C terminal here, you're going to hook a wire to it, and that's going to be your signal back to the machine, the tester, to give you your pulses and lights. There are some caveats with this. So this is aftermarket, it's a replacement module because the original one died who knows when. These aftermarket modules are not as good as the original ones. So when I turn this on, if I'm below 1500 RPMs, I don't get a signal. The signal's not strong enough for the machine, the tester, to pick it up. If you can find one of the original GM modules, ignition modules, it is supposed to work down to around idle speeds and give a signal out that the machine can pick up. If you don't have one of those, we're going to have to make a pulse amplifier, which I'm not going to talk about here. I haven't made one yet myself. I need to look into it more and design one. But to make this work, we're going to turn the motor on. It starts spinning. Now we turn on the test selector to synchro, and you see we got lights. But like I said, if I turn this down, they start becoming intermittent, and then they go away completely because this thing is not putting out a strong enough signal for the test machine to pick up. So with this, now I can do timing curves and stuff, and like I can turn on the vacuum supply, and you're gonna see my timing change. It's a real slick deal, and it's really important to adjust your ignition curve, but this all for another day. I just wanted to show people a little bit about running an HEI distributor in any of these distributor testers and what you're gonna need. Here I got an actual GM module. This would have been from the 80s or something. So right now you can see we're turning like 1800 RPMs. We're still got lights, good consistent lights. We turn this down. Now I'm running at 1000 and I still got lights. I don't know. Once I get down this low, the machine's kind of off or a little weird. So here I'm right around 800 and I still got lights. So you can see these cheap Chinese aftermarket ones, while they might work, they're not right. They're, especially for what we need way down low in the RPM range to make our curve good.